What's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. And in today's video, I want to talk about the questions I've gotten because if you are a subscriber to my email list, you may have noticed that I wanted to do a Q&A session in which I answer the questions my subscribers have. So if you are interested in these special offers, go to my website, which is in the link in the description down below. You can sign up for free and then you get access to my free special content, and you will also get access to these kind of things like asking me questions, which I will answer in a video like I am going to today. So let's get started right away with the first question of this Q&A session. And the first question is, which time frame to trade intraday? Now, first of all, I usually don't recommend trading intraday. Why? Because the success rate is very, very, very low amongst intraday traders. Next thing is that most of the guys that are getting into trading have a full-time job. Now, you cannot combine day trading with a full-time job. That's just not possible. Maybe in some cases, some very exceptional cases, but in general, it's not a good idea to trade intraday when you do have a full-time job. And that's why in the beginning, I also focused on swing trading, and I like it so much that I'm still swing trading right now, even though I don't have a full-time job anymore. But that aside, if you want to go day trading, you have to realize there is no best time frame to trade intraday. A time frame is just a way to view price. That's the same with indicators. If you put on an empty four, you put on an indicator like a Bollinger Band. It's just another way to view price. And yes, it can give you confluence, and yes, it might increase your edge, but it's just how you view price. Same with the time frames you use. So what I would say is choose a time frame that you can use that fits the best with the concepts you are using, that you can read the best, that you like the speed of, because some people want a lot of action, so they prefer a very small time frame like the M5. But experiment, see what works best for you. And generally speaking, in my opinion, after almost 5 years of trading, the best way to approach it is to get a higher time frame bias. So let's say you are a day trader, you might get a bias on the daily time frame that tells you the next day there's a 65% probability of a bullish day. Then you know in what direction you want to trade that day. So you have a bullish bias, and then you go on to the M5 and you trade your day trading only in the bullish direction. That's a way I would approach it if I would day trade, because this is how I approach my swing trading. This is how I know a lot of people approach their trading. So they form some form of bias on a higher time frame, and then they go to the lower time frames to trade into that bias. So I hope this answered the question very well. Now, the next question was the best indicators to use. Once again, there is no best indicator, I believe, at least. The point of an indicator is to add confluence to concepts you use and to potentially increase edge. That's the main goal of indicators. Now, it will totally depend on what kind of strategy you have. Do you trade breakouts? Do you fade breakouts? Do you try to pick a bottom or a top? And depending on which time frame, or which way of trading you have, depending on that, that's how you choose the indicators. Now, I have used a few in the past, and that is the ATR, which in my mind is a very, very nice indicator. It's a volatility-based indicator. It's the average true range, and you can set it to different settings, but it can be really helpful with mean reversion trades, so reversal trades. So the basic idea, I used it like I put the upside and the downside ATR on my chart. And once either side breaks, so let's say the upside ATR breaks, I would look for a sell opportunity to add confluence to my trades, and that's how I would use it. Again, there is no real best indicator. It totally depends on your style. Once again, I would say just test a few of them out. Just start testing with him, see how it improves your edge, see if you like the indicator, see if you understand how it works, and build from there. Basically, it's all trial and error. You can learn from mentors. That's why I coach people to learn them profitable approaches. But then it's still a lot of work. You still got to do the testing yourself. You still got to figure out what you like, and that's up to you. So start testing. Question number 3 is, why did you start trading? That's a good question. Well, the time I started trading, I was still studying at school, or at, I don't know what's it called in English. I was following a study, and I was studying something I didn't really like. Um, I was always very good in mathematics and all these type of things, science, basically everything that has to do with numbers. That's what I was good at. So that's why I picked a certain area to study, which was mechanical engineering, but I didn't enjoy it at all. And then when I was during class, someone showed me a brokerage platform. I believe it was from markets.com. He showed me the platform and I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck is this? So then I started asking him questions, and a few weeks later, I bought my first book about trading, and that's when it all started. And after like a few months of studying at home, trading, reading books, I realized, like, what am I doing at school? I'm only waiting at school to go home and to study trading. And even during classes, I wasn't even watching the teacher explaining stuff anymore. I was just learning about trading. So that's when I realized, like, okay, I have to do something with this because I really like it. But I need a clear plan because I don't want to be someone that just drops out of school or university and tries to trade, doesn't make any money, and then just ends up working at McDonald's or something. So I basically had a clear plan. Made a rule for myself. All right, I'm going to find a part-time job which I'm going to work at to provide an income and so I can build some money. And then all the extra hours I put into learning to trade. And I had a rule for myself. If I work 4 hours on a day, I want to at least spend 4 hours more on learning how to trade. And during the weekends, I basically had to learn every single morning about trading. That was how I held myself accountable. And I did it for a few years. And then I started to get better. And again, I just switched part-time jobs all the time just to get some experience, see what job I like more. That's how I got my income. And next to that, I learned to trade. And that also answers question number 4, which is, what steps did you take? So the best way to learn to trade, in my opinion, is to learn from people that already have what you have, which is a profitable trading career. So I started learning from someone. I learned the Wyckoff method, which I still use today, but that's also how I got started in the beginning. And in the beginning, I couldn't make any money with it simply because of the fact that it was a very, very discretionary way of trading. And I, like I said, really, really like numbers and data and statistics. And I only figured it out after around 2 years when I met the guy, Tom Dante. Well, I didn't meet him, but I came across him on the internet via an interview. And that's when I got into his material. I bought webinars of him, also from a prop firm he used to work at. And that's when I really started to look at it like, okay, this is the way of trading I like, because these guys were all about getting statistics to back up your trading, probabilities, planning, preparing. And that's when I really was like, okay, I like Wyckoff trading, but it doesn't fit me. How am I going to use this effectively in my trading? That's when I started backtesting, getting statistics, and developing my mechanical approach that I use right now. And that's also the approach I use to teach people how to trade right now. I teach them my concepts, and it's all based around different concepts and them figuring out what they like about the concepts I use, and them self-exploring if it's something for them. Because I used the discretionary method for years, wasting my time because I could never make it work. But if you have someone that can tell you, all right, these are the concepts I use them mechanically, you can use them discretionary, test things out for yourself and see what happens. You can basically cut down so much time you spend in your learning curve. And that's also one of the reasons why I started coaching. So the steps I took to become profitable is learn from someone that uses profitable concepts, that uses concepts you like and you want to understand, and then start testing and experimenting yourself. And don't rush it, because there's no need to lose money testing a strategy. You should first start with back testing. And if it's not profitable, why on earth are you going live and trading it? Because that's what most people do. They just start trading live and they've never even tested something, and they expect to make money with it. Now, if you're not making money in the back test, you won't make money live. If you're not making money on demo trading, you won't make money live. So why skip these two steps before going live? Doesn't make any sense. You really should take the time to learn a strategy, to test it. And only if you're profitable in back testing, and only if you're profitable on demo, then it's time to allocate real money. And that's the steps you need to take. So I don't want to make this too long. So the last question I'm going to answer will be my future goals. And that's a big one. So I do have a few goals. Number one, I want to grow CDFX trading a bit more. And the end goal is to get an office here in the Netherlands, where we have people trading capital from CDFX trading, but we also have an education room where we do physical education and mentoring. And then on the other side of the office, there will be a trading desk of some sort. That's really the end goal of me. For now, I still work at my home office and I do mentoring via Zoom, but that's really something I want to work on. So grow CDFX trading in the investment area and the trading area. Grow my trading as well. Keep improving, because I am profitable, but I'm not nearly as profitable as I want to be right now. And also scale up capital, because I really like to trade for investors. So prop firms are good. They give you extra capital, but the rules can sometimes be a bit of a restriction. And I like the personal aspect of trading for investors. So talking about them on a monthly basis, see how it goes, what they expect. Do we need to adjust something? That's something I really like. So that's my goal, trading for investors. But in order to do that, you really need a long track record. And that's what I'm working on. But it's really hard because, for example, this year in Forex trading, I'm down 0.5%, but in crypto I'm up like 15%, and in trading commodities I'm up 10%. But it's all on different brokers, and in crypto I traded on a broker that doesn't allow a track record to be made. The commodities I trade on a different broker as well, and it doesn't allow third-party tracking. And in Forex it does, but in Forex I'm slightly down. So it's really hard to build a record that way, the way I want to build it. So it takes time to be able to trade for private investors, but that's what I'm working on right now. And the next thing is the CDFX trading, growing it out, and potentially get an office that I teach people at, and that people can trade our money. So I hope you guys got a bit more insight in my trading and my views on something. And still, if you have any questions after this video, just leave a comment down below. I will always answer them. I'm always there to help. And if you like this, please leave a comment, subscribe, because more is coming soon. Thank you, guys.